let's all take a deep breath before we start today's story, okay? So breathe in deep. And let it all out. Oh, that feels good. You know what else feels good? Can you laugh? Go hee 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 with a little giggle, or maybe go ha 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 with a big laugh. Can you do that? Well, our story today is about a woman named Sarah and her husband named Abraham. And Sarah laughed really hard because God told them something, and she wasn't sure she should believe it. She thought God was being funny. I like laughing. Do you like laughing? What makes you laugh? Tickling. Does tickling make you laugh? That makes me laugh. I'm very ticklish. A funny story? Do you like watching movies that make you laugh? I love comedies. That's what laughing movies are called, comedies. Yeah. So let's hear today's story and hear, why did Sarah laugh at God? So here we go. Here's our story today. Abraham and Sarah. Now you might notice they both have gray hair, don't they? Like maybe your grandparents have gray hair, or maybe somebody else you know. We have to be kind of old to have gray hair. Miss Jill has a little bit of gray hair. Do you see it? Just a little bit of gray hair coming in. I'm getting there, aren't I? Okay, here's our story. Abraham and Sarah. Abraham, I will bless you, God said. You will have a family too big to count. More family than stars in the sky. How can this be, thought Abraham. My wife Sarah and I have no children. But he believed God's promise. When Abraham told Sarah, she laughed and laughed. I'm so old. How can I have a baby? She wondered. God's promise was true. God blessed Abraham and Sarah with a baby named Isaac. And their family kept growing. It became too big to count. They had more people in their family than stars in the sky. Wow, that's pretty cool. Today we learned about Isaac. Who was Isaac? He was Abraham and Sarah's son, their baby. Are you someone's baby? Yeah. Are you part of someone's family? Yeah. Do you know who we're all part of? Well, are a part of God's family. We are all members of God's family. And you're a blessing from God to your family. That's pretty cool, isn't it? You made your family bigger, just like Isaac made Abraham and Sarah's family bigger. That's really cool. Now, who's in your family? In my family, I have my husband and myself, and I have 4 kids. 4 kids. So there are 6 of us in my family. So think about all the people who are in your your immediate family. But I know if I ask my kids who their family is, you know who they talk about too? Their grandparents and their aunts and uncles and their cousins. Sometimes even close friends can be family, can't they? So we keep adding people, and our families get bigger, just like Abraham and Sarah's family got bigger. So maybe tonight, because it's getting darker earlier, you can look outside, if it's a clear night, and see what you see in the night sky. What are some things you think you might see if you look up at the sky at night? Did I hear you say the moon, stars? You might see an airplane going by. Sometimes you can see satellites going over. You'll see a light that just goes in a really constant movement across the sky. It's really cool to look for satellites at night. You might see planets. Sometimes you can see Venus or Mars at night. But remember, God promised Abraham and Sarah that their family would be bigger than the number of stars in the sky. And God kept his promise. God always keeps his promises. So I hope you remember today that God promised them a family, but God also gave you as a blessing to your family. I hope you have a great day.